Hey, all you beautiful Bravehearts out there. I've got a special guest with me today. And welcome to what we'd like to call it Docstar TV. And we're going to be bringing on many different types of shows. Like you already know, I've got a show that's Real People, Real Healing. We're actually going to do everyone from constipation all the way to 4-degree inflammation, which they call cancer, and we'll do everything in between. And that's going to be going in the do-it-yourself. It's going to be going into a guide, okay, called Real People, Real Healing, and that's going to be going up into BraveHeartLibrary.com on Doctorate Detox. Understand something. I have one goal here, and that is to train everyone to become the masters of their mind. Okay. Now, we're going to be bringing Grayson on in a second, which he is a high energy, electrical, magnetic spirit. You know, he comes with confidence, and I think to have that, understand something. Did you ever have somebody say, "Oh, don't mind my child. They're just shy." No, they're not shy. They lack confidence because the parenting and the people that are around them, their peers, don't have confidence. They don't have confidence. The child doesn't have confidence. And the reality is, whether you believe it or today is sometimes we're dealt a bad hand when it comes to our personality, which creates our reality. And a lot of us are never going to make the grade. I'm going to be coming back on today after I have this beautiful conversation with Grayson, and I'm going to tell you about how I feel about what's going on in the world. And some people, you're not going to want to believe me. That's okay. Just throw it in the garbage, but don't get offended. The reality is we get offended way too easy. And I'll just give you a little clue. The world, the only pandemic going on is called victimitis. And that's where you have to understand is that the majority of the population are unwilling to take responsibility. Now, I do know that they're programmed not to take responsibility, but understand something. We were created by God Almighty, and I think we should act like it. What do you think, Grayson?
Yes, definitely.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome today, just awesome.
So let me ask you a question. Where are you from?
I am originally from Ontario, but I am living in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia at the moment.
Okay. So what do you think about your life, Grayson? Tell me about it. What do you think about life? I mean, you are alive, you're existing. Are you just existing, or are you trying to thrive?
I'm trying to thrive. I'm trying to thrive and just be positive, you know? I love life and just the people that I have been making people feel better, you know? The people that I've met and that stuff.
Well, you know what, Grayson? Whenever you go around making people feel better, like I say, is go around with a smile and leave smiles wherever you go. You know what?
Exactly.
Give people a reason to remember you, okay? But give people a reason to remember you and want to become like you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Grayson, do you think that, are you the type of guy that you believe that you would hang around with?
Oh, yes, for sure, yes. I can be, sometimes I can be outspoken, and sometimes I'm honest.
Well, aren't they the same? Outspoken and honest? Let me tell you something right now.
Yeah.
First of all, Grayson, children are meant to be seen and not heard. Do you believe that?
No.
Good boy. Good boy. And Grayson, do you believe that you should respect your elders?
Yes.
No. Wrong. You almost got it right. No. You will respect the elders that gain your respect. There's a lot of people. Do you know why they call adults adulterated? Because by the time they're adults, they're adulterated. Okay. You know how a young child will have a tantrum? Well, adults will have a tantrum for 10, 20, 30, and 40, and 50 years. Now, if an adult disrespects you, should you respect that adult?
No.
No. Okay, where'd he go? 1 second, everyone. Don't know why I lost him. We'll go back and get them, though.
Hello, sorry, my nano's trying to get on.
Your what?
My nano is trying to get on again.
Yeah, well, you know what? We got to, see what I mean? They got to watch out for those adults. Okay, so understand something here. What we were talking about is this. Grayson?
Yeah?
The main thing that you want to do in life is protect your vibration.
Yes.
Now, do you find that most adults are drama, trauma, kings and queens?
Oh, yes.
Do you find that most adults, what comes out of their mouth is negative?
Yes.
Okay, so the reality is try to avoid adults. Try to stay around or avoid adults that, don't avoid adults, but avoid adults that are negative. Do you understand? And that can be really difficult if the adults that are raising you are negative. And understand something. I'm not trying to put adults down. They put themselves down. The reality is never take on a learning or a teaching from an adult when you know in your heart it's wrong, okay? And don't take it on. You know, how old are you?
I am 11 years old.
Do you understand that a child from 0 to 7 has no filter, so everything they see around them, they become? So now what you need to do, that you're 11 years old, is start going in and actually filtering out some of the beliefs. Take a look at everyone that raises you, that's an adult or even that isn't an adult, and look at their behavior. And then it's like shopping. No, I don't want that. And then don't focus on what you don't want to buy. And then what you do like, focus on buying it by embracing it. Anything that's going to make you feel great and higher vibrational, not take away your self-worth. Okay, so that means that you have to pick the people you're going to be around. When I was younger, Grayson, you know what? My parents used to say, you get along with your uncle. And I would say, no, he's not nice. I don't want to get along with him. Okay? And if my parents were awake, they would have understood that I shouldn't have been bullied by an uncle. They should have been protecting me. But guess what? We're all programmed to respect our elders. Well, our elders need to gain our respect, just like I need to gain your respect. Doesn't matter what age somebody is. What do you think?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter if they're 40, 50, 70 years old.
That's right. And it doesn't mean that you disrespect them if they disrespect you either.
Right.
You see?
I know. I understand.
So understand, we're magnetic, okay? We're magnetic in the way that what we put out, we receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the friends you hang around with.
So, in my life, I have not hung around with the best friend, the nicest friends, and I'm going to go into detail. I'm going to open up. And I have to say, I was peer pressured to do some stuff that I should not have been doing at 10 years old. I was forced to vape, and that was really bad. And then I found some friends that actually appreciate me, understand my body, and now I just realize, like, those friends just were there to make me do poor life decisions.
Did you know that there's actually an ingredient in, when you do vaping, there's an ingredient in there. There's 5 ingredients that are the worst. I'm not going to go through them today. I'll talk about them another time. But there's one ingredient in vaping, okay, when you do the vaping, that actually destroys the brain, okay? And that's its only job, is to destroy the brain. And understand, if you can destroy the brain, which is a computer, okay, then you can corrupt the brain, then you can corrupt the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, so when did that, so that was when you were 10? Were you living out in Nova Scotia?
Oh, sorry. No, this was when I was 9. Yes,
Yeah, okay,
I was living
9.
down in New Brunswick at the time, actually. I was living down in New Brunswick.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to protect you again? Because you do know that the majority of teenagers, okay, get involved in drugs and drinking, right? So, and the reality is it's not their fault, because every time that a child is good, their mother or father says, I'll take you for a treat, and then they poison them with sugar to get them ready to become an alcoholic or a drug addict. So
Oh, yeah.
how's your addictions going, kid?
My addictions are okay. I'm not much of a candy person. I've never been. My mom can say I'm not much of a candy person. I've never cared for candy, really. And my mom always, I can never, ever remember her feeding me fast food. It's always been home-cooked meals.
Okay, all right. But you got to watch out for the home-cooked meals too, right?
Right.
Yeah. But you know what? You've got your youth, and that, do you know what everybody says? Want to know what everybody says by the time they get to be 30 or 40? I used to be an athlete. And the reality is guess what? Take a look at your lifestyle. Please do this, Grayson. Take a look at your lifestyle. Take a look at the way you think, eat, and drink, and what you do, and what your habits are. And understand, if you're doing what the majority of kids are doing at your age, just know that you'll be going, I used to be an athlete. I used to be healthy. I used to be this. I used to be that. Because it'll all just fade away. The majority of the kids today are unconsciously poisoning themselves on an emotional and physical level. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Like, I know a 40-year-old lady, a 46-year-old lady, which she eats candy, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then she says that all her pain is caused from working out and all doing this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking in my head, no, it's from all the candy that you put in your body.
Yeah. See, even being an adult, adults don't realize that, your subconscious is 90% of your brain, and whatever beliefs you've got going on, that subconscious will protect them hell or high water, okay? Because your subconscious doesn't want to change beliefs, because it doesn't want to let new beliefs in unless you're really going to. That's why you got to practice. That's why you got to put notes up. That's why you got to do the love band, 3, 2, 1, I got this. You got to do mirror work. You got to be your best cheerleader. Are you your best cheerleader?
Yes. I cheer myself on anytime I feel like, oh, I can't do this. I bring myself up. I'm like, you know what, Grayson, you're awesome. You're courageous. You can do this. That's
right. Never put yourself down ever again. Observe and learn. Don't burn. The whole suffering thing, Grayson, you got to get rid of it. My generation is, if you did this, you suffer for this long. If you did that, you're supposed to suffer for this long. Don't buy into their BS, their belief systems. Don't buy into adults' belief systems. Buy into loving and caring yourself first and foremost, and fill your heart up so much that you have all this light to give your mother, because believe it or not, this is a great time to be alive. And a lot of people don't believe this, but for the people that want to wake up, this is the greatest time to be alive. And those people that aren't going to wake up, it is not a great time to be alive, because they call this time the harvest time. And you need to do your own harvesting, where you go into your brain, Grayson, and you need to watch your attitude. You need to watch how you react to things your teachers say, your friends say, your mothers say. So let me ask you a question. What's your chokehold? What's your chokehold? What don't you like about Grayson?
I can get pretty sassy at times. I can get...
Wait, hold on a second. Do you get sassy, or do you go into a protective mode?
I go into a protective mode, I think it is.
And tell me what that might be like. Okay, give me like an instance.
Attitude, sass back,
But why? It's okay, Grayson. You can talk to her. If there's something you need your mom to get, just ask her. It's okay. This is your show, buddy.
Okay, I just was asking her for a pen so I can write everything down that we're talking about.
Well, you can. No, go watch. No, listen, bud. Go watch it later. Just relax. Just relax. You don't need a pen, man. Okay? You don't need a pen. Okay? Because you are the pen. Everything is already here. Okay? Understand something, and I mean this, Grayson. This is the best time in the history of humankind to be alive. Because I'm going to tell you something. There are huge changes and shifts going on. And I'm going to tell you something. The majority of the population is probably not going to wake up. So I'm going to ask you a question. What is your chokehold? And then I've got another one right after that. I want to ask you some questions right now. What is your chokehold of you totally, unconditionally loving yourself? Where do you find that you trip yourself up? Because Everybody runs a program. Take a look at your mother. Take a look at your teacher. Take a look at your friends. You know, Jenny has 3 tantrums every day. Okay. Billy's always depressed, never smiles. Jennifer has always got a smile on, but she's sad anyway. Everybody is an actor. And so understand something, Grayson. Everybody's an actor because every personality, okay, creates a movie. It's either going to create a drama, it's either going to create a horror story, a thriller, or an adventure love story where you get to be the hero. And that means that you need to love and protect yourself. So I'm asking you again, what are your chokeholds?
What do I not like about myself?
No, I don't know. Well, or what do you notice about yourself?
I noticed that... Can I go into any details?
You can do anything you want. This is your show. You need to understand something. First of all, you do not need approval from anyone for loving and caring for yourself and being honest. And understand something. And guess what? Today, truth is a hard pill to swallow. So you're going to have to watch it with adults that are adulterated because they're going to shut you down. You can say anything to me anytime. We could be talking privately and you can say, I don't like how you talk to me, Daryl. Okay? And you can say that because 1 second. Listen, this is very important because I need to respect you. Or maybe I said something and I didn't mean it in a certain way, but I hurt your feelings. You need to come out and say, look at, okay, I don't know why, but when you said this, Daryl, you know, it kind of really hurt me. And then, okay, I should say, okay, let me just see how I did say it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say it again. What are some of the chokeholds and things that kind of trip you up that you notice? Because we all run programs, remember? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I get very irritated very easily. I am a very run and kind of do it person, so I want to get something done. Like
okay, one sec. Can I will come in only because I don't want to cut you off. Hold your thought. Mm-hmm. But would you say that you are impatient with yourself?
Yes.
Okay, that means that you were raised by people that were impatient with themselves. So we're not going to be upset with that. So understand, your mother might be getting impatient with herself fairly frequently. And that's where you go, Mom, just breathe. We got this. We got this, Mom. So we need to teamwork with each other because the world wants anxiety, because anxiety causes us not to think and causes us to react and attack. So when you have anxiety and not be patient with yourself, you're going to react and attack yourself. Now who's the terrorist?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me an instance like where you might get a little frustrated, you know.
When I'm learning something in school, like writing things down, some of my friends might go, hey! And like, it scares the bejeepers out of me. And I get very highly frustrated because when I'm writing and taking notes in class, I just want to get that note done and I don't want any interruptions. Okay, well, understand, that's I get it. You want to do well at what you're doing, but understand something. To think you're not going to have interruptions, let me tell you something, Grayson. Every day I get up, I go, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and it's going to go like this, but I do have a list of priorities I'd like to do, and some days I get none of it done, and guess what that is? A-OK. If you're not ready to have a bump come in front of you, which says slow down and breathe, because you've got to learn to always be ready to connect to your breath that fast, okay? And understand something. Okay, so you're how old now? 11.
You're 11. So basically, when you were around 8.5, we went into this pandemic thing. We're not going to get into that today because that's just a bunch of BS, dysfunctional belief systems. So the reality is you were involved in one of the most stressful times, imaginary stressful times in the last 100 years. Okay. And that's the truth, close to 100 years. And now there's another big stressful time coming not maybe fall, but into the winter, where they're going to come at us with a whole bunch of imaginary belief systems to try to take us down. I'm going to be doing a one a day today, and I'm going to talk about some of the things I really truly believe, because most people don't really know what's going on, because guess what? You can't have anxiety. Remember what I said? If you need to be patient with yourself. So again, I'm going to ask you, okay, what do you see about yourself that you think you could change, that would open up your heart and expand your mind to feed your spirit?
Well, I'm a pretty awesome person.
All right, there it is right there. And you hold on to that. You hold on to that, okay? Keep going. That's beautiful.
There's not much that I would change about myself, but if I could change anything about myself, I think it would be how my voice sounds, because a lot of people think I sound like I might be gay or something, but this is my voice.
Okay, first of all, can I tell you something? Some of my best friends, okay, and that's not the end of the world either. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Are you ready for this? Do you want me to tell you what's really going on? You have a very powerful personality. You have a very likable personality. Now, what if I was your friend, or I wasn't your friend? I would probably try to do something. So it's not about the gay thing, but I would probably try to say something to throw you off. And understand something. Yeah. I've always had a powerful personality. Even when I was getting married, okay, when I got married many moons ago, okay, I had one of my friends I'd known for years come and go, wow, you're marrying such a beautiful girl. I hadn't seen him in a long time. And he goes, I always thought you were gay, Daryl, and it didn't bother me at all. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. You're a very powerful person, and you have a feminine side to you. I didn't say you were feminine, but understand, can I tell you something? Do you know the best way to screw yourself up is to get rid of that feminine side of yourself completely, okay? Because then guess what? You don't talk about your emotions. You don't show your emotions. And that's why, guess what? You want to know something? Do you want to know why the world's really screwed up? Where in the heck are the men today? Well, the men are suppressive and they want to go to war, okay? They are not focused on expanding their mind and filling their hearts. So guess what? We are headed for the 6th extinction of this planet. And I want to thank them for participating in causing it to speed up really fast. So the reality is we don't really care what people think. Just smile and move on. You know what? People will say things to you just to throw you off, man. And you want to know something? Grayson, I'm going to tell you something. When I was your age, I had a few things happen to me, and it screwed me up for 20 years. And I just, you know what? It holds. If you're feeling a weak moment and you're young, and somebody who you say that, you kind of look up to or you don't look up to, and you're just having a lower day and they say something, if it goes into your head and then you go to bed with that in your head, and then you wake up with that in your head, then you go to bed with that in your head, and then you wake up with that in your head, all you got to do it is 3 days. It becomes a prominent, dominant thing. Because the more that okay, can I tell you a story really quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Here it is. I talked to a gentleman yesterday, and he called me up and he said, Dr. Wolf. I go, hi. He goes, yeah, I just want to tell you that 3 years ago when you told me that my story that I tell about how I was raised in my life, you told me that I created, the conflict. And the more I told it, the more I became it. So he says, I just want you to know that I just started 2 days ago with what? A PTSD certified therapist. Now, there's a bunch of BS. What I mean is a dysfunctional belief system. So he says, I have this new therapist, and these therapists, I call them every day to check in. Well, that's called victim mentality, for one thing. And I told him, I said, all you have to do is change your story. I said, now this PTSD guy, is going to, when it's actually, there's no PTSD. They just try to make it look like it's some kind of disease when actually it's shell shock. Do you know why most people are screwed up? Because they tell their trauma story when they were a child, because everybody had a trauma story when they're a child. And the more you tell it, the more you smell like it. And guess what? Every time that you tell a story, even if it was a car accident 20 years ago, every time you do it, you release the same hormones and chemicals, and you do the same damage within the body on an emotional and physical level, and you keep repeating it. So what I'm trying to say is, you know what? love them anyway. So the person says, hey, you've got a voice being gay. Just, you know what? Your voice is going to go through changes. And guess what? It's going to get more bassy, okay, like mine. But you know what? It's going to go through that. Say, I love my voice. And you know what? Let people think what they want to think, okay? Right now, I've got people that are still calling me up and sending me texts and wishing that I die because they watched this show on Marketplace that I murdered 3 people. And guess what? Here I am in Barrie, Ontario, and that was only 6 months ago, and I'm here. They know the address I'm at. I'm teaching courses. I'm in Canada. I'm traveling the world. Well, you'd think that somebody who murders people should be in jail, right? So the reality is anybody can say anything. Anybody can do anything. You can have the most beautiful heart in the world. Don't expect the majority of the population to love it. But you protect, love, respect, and honor yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help you God. And understand there is no authority over you, but you should listen to your mother because she loves you. She wants to help you, to protect you, to give you even a better life than her. But when you're watching, you watch your mother too, because your mother on an unconscious, subconscious level is running a program. See? So what if you and your mother were come together and you were like this spirit ninja that came down to help your mother to awaken? And then your mother takes her information and everything that she's learned over the years to share that with you. And you stay really in your spirit body because that's where you are when you're this young. And you become her spirit ninja. Hey, Mom, hand on heart, connect to breath. We got this.
Yeah. And I didn't know because you're so famous. I didn't know that you
I'm not
haters.
famous. No. I am not famous. I'm not famous. Let me tell you something. I don't want to be famous. We want to create leaders, right? I don't want you to follow me. Okay. We don't follow famous. We don't follow. I'm not famous. I don't want anybody following me. I want people getting their information and finding their authentic self. That's why you're here. That's why I asked you to come on, because guess what? You're in search of that. And the sooner you find it, okay, all right, the less hell you're going to have to go through to get back to heaven. And that's a state of mind. Okay, my friend? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what do you think so far?
I'm loving being on here and just being able to open up and stuff.
You can always open up with me. And you know, don't be shy. You've got my personal number. You can call me and we can talk. We're friends now. Just call me Daryl. And I'm not famous, okay? Don't do that. And don't look up at me. Don't look up to me. Look at me and say, what can I learn from him to expand my mind, to fill my heart? And then once I can no longer do it, find someone else that can do that for you. Because always look for a coach, always look for a guide that's going to help you to find your beautiful self. I mean this, my friend. And you and understand, feel your way through life. You walk into a room and your spider senses go, what am I doing in here? Okay? You listen to your spider senses. Don't listen to your head until every belief in your mind, okay, is based on unconditional love, okay, for Grayson, okay? Follow your heart. Be heart smart, and your gut will tell you what to do because your bacteria in your gut are the most intelligent part of you, and I have a gut feeling. I have a gut feeling. Well, you go by your gut feeling. Don't go by what your mind is revealing. Go by always by your gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just wish you so much the best. And you know what? You can come on here and maybe we'll see. Well, maybe we'll see. How would you like your own show? How would you like to come on? And then I'll help you and you can pick topics up. We can pick topics for you. Maybe every 2 weeks or maybe every 3 weeks, you'll come on until you get your groove. And if you want, Grayson, you talk to your mother and understand, but you could do this. I'm going to tell you something, Grayson. If this is something you want to do, you will do more for the world than I will. Okay? And you need to understand that. And you always talk openly, talk from your heart, And don't care what people say if you're talking from your heart, my friend. You know what? I'm going to keep talking from my heart. I cannot care what people are going to say. So you need to get that. 1 second. All right. So what would you like to tell all of the younger Braveheart generation? What would you tell them?
So never be afraid to be you. Never be afraid to just open up. Just because you're around someone that doesn't want you to be you, don't try to fit in. You are meant to stand out. You look better when you stand out and you don't fit in. Never narrow down who you are to be someone else.
Yeah. Are you still there, my friend?
Yep.
Can I tell you something? What you just said was one of the most intelligent things that you can ever do. Now, do you even know why you said that? And can I help you out with this one? Mm-hmm. Because if you are a people pleaser, if you need approval, then you will do things and become things that you should never become. And then you will attract the wrong people and the wrong things into your life. What if you were to, at this age, find your passion and purpose and go for it? Let me tell you something. I know you're going to school, but don't let them break what you've got, my friend. You know, and I know that your mother is working and maybe but as soon as, let me tell you something, Grayson, and I just want to say this and just know, don't drive your mother crazy. Okay? Grayson? As soon as you're old enough, okay, which would be about 16, 17 years old, I'm going to give you all my courses for free. That's my gift to you. Oh, yeah. So now what you need to do is keep working with yourself. You're going to get them for free. That's my gift to you, Grayson, because you know what? We've been trying to get on here for months together. And you were relentless. You never gave up. You never got upset with me. I probably canceled you 6, 7 times. Understand that. You can go to school, but remember, all you need is simple math, which they don't teach anymore. All you need to know is how to read a book, my friend. You've got to know how to read. All you need to do is you've got to know how to write. But none of those matter, okay, unless you are going to unconditionally love yourself and know that you can be rich on all levels. And understand. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. Hold on, buddy. I'm going to tell you something. 99 out of 100 adults have poverty consciousness. Not just for money, but for love, for everything. And it's been brainwashed, and it started the minute they entered the womb because the parents didn't know better. Then you went to school that was orchestrated by the Rockefellers. Do you understand? Listen, we are being dumbed down because this is a slave planet. It is. Tell me it's not, but you don't have to be enslaved if you allow yourself to look at one love, one law, unconditional love for yourself. You don't have to like everyone, but watch out for the hate, the anger, because that leads to depression that doesn't exist because your mind's just a computer and you burnt it out. So what are you going to do when you feel frustrated and you feel it coming on? And if you do, what are you going to do if you feel frustrated?
Walk away is what I've been told, and have a glass of water, take deep breaths. And
first put a slight smile on because that's your greatest protection. Always wear a slight smile. All right?
Is this good?
That's a beauty. And understand, Grayson, I'm going to tell you something. Do you know what families love? Whoever suffers the most loves the family the most. Don't buy into that BS. That's just a belief system, Grayson, okay, that we've been taught by systems that I don't want to get into. And understand something. Suffer for no one, but have compassion for everyone. First yourself. And I mean that. And I do. I have compassion for everyone. But I'm not going to suffer for them because as soon as we do that, we deplete our spirit. Feed your spirit. See how high of a vibration you can hold for yourself even when you come up against adversity, meaning when things aren't going your way, dude. Okay? So understand. And guess what? I already told you. You know, You need to learn how to stay centered because disruptions are always going to happen. This is planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. What do you think?
Yep. Yes. And this whole COVID thing, like me and my Nana used to sit down and talk about how it's just BS. Like, it's this whole mask thing was so dumb.
Okay, but one second. I get it, but we can't say too much. I'll get kicked off platforms.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
No, don't say sorry either. I just want to tell you that we have to be able to use these platforms, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Look, let me tell you something, buddy. I will tell you this much. All they had to do is look up the definition of a virus. It's not alive. And it can't jump because things that aren't alive can't jump. And if everybody knew that virus only stood for poison in Greek, okay, not killer bug. But you know what, buddy? We're going to mind our own business. We're not going to get into politics. Yeah. We're not going to get into all. They want you to do this. If we could get Grayson just talking about the mask, if we could get him to talk about this, if we could get Grayson to talk about the end of the world stuff, if we could get Grayson to completely complain all the time about why the world is not good, then Grayson is going to be disturbed.
Yeah, that's what they want, me to be disturbed.
Don't let it, listen. That's why I will say things, try to say something, but don't be detached. Be detached. Be detached. Do not attach yourself, okay, to things. All right? Look, don't attach yourself to things.
No, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and understand, okay? All right? From the very beginning, they taught us that we were unworthy to be loved and we were unworthy to love ourselves. Don't buy into any of that. Because as long as that happens, you're going to be looking for a girlfriend. You're going to be looking for love from everywhere and anywhere. And most of the time, it's contaminated. Desperate love causes a lot of trouble. Why don't you ask only probably 99 out of 100 people that get married? They would love to have it better, but they don't know how because they didn't crack their coconut and learn how to love themselves unconditionally first and foremost before they came with a partner.
Okay.
Anyways, your mother's saying you got to go?
No.
Okay. All right.
She needs her phone and not right now, though.
Okay, all right. All right, my friend. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Huh?
I think that this is awesome. I am just delighted to be on here and be able to talk and
get everything Can I tell you something? I'm totally honored to be with you. And you need to take that to heart. I don't say this for the people on this Facebook thing or Instagram. I know, yeah. Who cares? I'm telling you, this is an honor.
Yeah, it is an honor to be on with someone. Yeah.
So what are you going to do for the rest of the day?
I'm going to look up at myself and just tell myself it's going to be all right.
Oh, it's going to be more than all right. Remember, don't pick all right. All right is not all right. Good is not good enough. It's going to be amazing. It's going to
be amazing. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Listen, never say good. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. What does that sound like to you? How are things going? Okay. Do you want to be okay? Do you want to be good? Do you want to be amazing?
I want to be amazing, but good and okay, that just sounds like you're putting an excuse into front of something because you're not doing good.
That's right. And guess what? Would you like to be outstanding?
Yes.
Then stand out for yourself.
Right.
Don't try to stand out and be the limelight. Stand out for yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you like to leave everybody with?
I would like to tell everyone that just because you might not be able to fit into some of the friends that you're with, Don't worry about that. If your friends are not going to love you for who you are, they don't matter. Find people that actually love you for you.
That's really beautiful. And guess what? When you do that, you don't go off track of your destiny. Destiny is a big word, okay? So your destiny is you finding your authentic self always. What if you were to unconditionally honor, love, and respect yourself, because that which created the universe only wants that from you? Do you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're not going to get a job ever. You'll never get a job for the rest of your life. You'll just find your passion and purpose. That'll become your gift. You'll gift the world with it. I need you to hold on to this. And that's what you want. I don't want a job. Okay? I'm going to do things that turn me on. I'm going to do things that scare me a little, excite me a lot. Okay? Because if you're not scared a little bit, then you're not trying to change the program.
Right. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That is something that we definitely need to love ourselves. We need to love ourselves more. There's people out here killing themselves and doing things that just because they don't love themselves.
Well,
it's because they don't love themselves.
That's why maybe we need to get you to get a show so that all of these kids growing up, they know that they are worthy, okay, and that they are good enough. Because what's happening is when the parents, okay, are so caught up in the end of the world's scenarios, the kids believe they don't matter. And then when they feel they're in the way, so then they end up doing drugs or alcohol because they have to become someone different. You know, that's why when you go to a bar, the bartender will say, pick your spirit, because you'll become something else. When you do drugs, you become something else. When you do prescription drugs, you numb yourself out because you're not good enough. So maybe you think about it. Maybe you need to have a show on Docstar TV. Okay, I'll help you with it. You know, you'll pick the topics and I'll help you get your groove. Maybe we should do something together for a few times and then see if that's where you want to go. Gentle baby steps. Talk to your mother, you know?
Yeah,
we'll get your tablet set up for it.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
I don't have App Store.
Well,
it's okay. Whatever you need, we're going to figure it out, right? We don't need to have it right away. We'll figure it out, because now it's teamwork makes the dream work, right, my friend?
Yes, exactly. And like you said, people that are sick, my great-grandmother, not my nana, not my mom's mom, my great-grandmother, she's on this description of pills and these pills and these pills, and she's like, I'm like, why do you take all these pills? And she's like, to make myself feel better, to get good. And I'm like, that's just hurting you more and more and more and more. That's just making you worse.
But I want you to understand something. You're right, and we can talk about it. But all you should be doing with her is just loving her and letting her know that you love her so dearly, because she's not going to stop taking. You have to understand, you know, logic is not around. Logic's not on the planet anymore. For you at your age, it is. But once somebody is in their, like, close to their 30s, they're losing logic.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all programming. There's no logic left, bud. 1 and 1 are not 2, they're 11. And understand this, the more you repeat something, the more you become something. You know, so just know that most people are programmed, and it doesn't matter how much you love them, okay? Just keep loving them and know that you need to pour all the energy back into yourself to hold your own light. You know how many people are out there right now doing the fight? They're trying to teach people no drugs, no this, no that, no this. And they're wearing themselves out. Caretakers need to take care. People need to understand that. Why don't you become the best representation of what you want for everyone else? You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, to change your great-grandmother, do you know how those beliefs are steeped into her genetics right now? I mean, into her cells, into her brain. So, you know, the best healing thing for your grandmother is a hug, and I love you so much, and get her to tell you stories. when she was a young girl, what she learned. You know, get your great-grandmother to tell you stories. Is it your great-grandmother?
Yeah.
Well, get her to tell you stories, because that'll be the best gift that you could ever give. Grandma, great-grandma, why don't you tell me a story? Tell me a story that you remembered that was so exciting, or something that happened in your life, because she is going to teach you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
All right.
uh-huh.
So we'll meet again?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. So why don't you end the show? How do you want to end it?
I just want to tell everyone, have an awesome day. Be you, be happy. Don't forget to plaster a smile on your face, but don't be fake about it. Have an awesome and have a awesome day, and I hope that your day is full of joy and that you find your inner self.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day, my friend, and I'll give you a call, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
Be well.
good.
Be well.
You too.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And if we're really lucky, okay, we'll be blessed to have Grayson come back on the show. All right. And you never know. Maybe he'll have his own show with us. That would be cool. So here, Ray says, following you, but drop the God program first. Understand something. When I say God, everyone, I want you to know that everybody has a different definition of God. Why don't we just allow people to have their own definition? Okay. This is a planet of indifference. And when I say God, it's not the same God program of anyone else or what you think. And when I do that, this is my show and this is my business. And for some people, it's Source. Some people, it's Creator. Some people, it's Allah. Some people, it's Jehovah. And let's just allow people to be who they need to be and start minding our own business and seeing if we can fill our hearts up with unconditional love, where we're not sitting in judgment of everything I have to say. So I'd say that maybe 90% of what I say really might resonate with someone. And then as soon as I say something that doesn't resonate, you come on here and you've got some kind of judgment. That means you judge yourself, but I will not judge you. I will observe it and say this. The day that we stop labeling each other, the day that we allow people to have their beliefs and choose what they want, long as they are not harming us, why aren't we just minding our own business? Okay? Because there is a God, there is a Creator, there is a Source. And understand, I'll be back on here, I don't know when, but understand this. But this planet is just a game. God is not going to intervene. Okay, we are spirit beings, and unless we want to take it back and we want to go full charge in one love, one law, and love ourselves unconditionally, we're not going anywhere. And that which created the universe never got messed up and doesn't have a personality problem. So the reality is wouldn't it be great if we didn't have a personality problem? If we just allowed people to be who they wanted to be, if they weren't hurting anyone? So just let's take a chill pill, because I'll tell you something. Everybody's got a different story. And you know why? I've got this belief. I've got this belief. I've got this belief. And that creates what I call a key belief. And that creates a story. Now, everybody has different perception. Everybody has different filters. And why aren't we just loving this? Why aren't we doing this? And I'm going to tell you something. This planet is never going to rise, okay, until we stop judging, all right? If you were to take all your energy and recycle it and learn how to get rid of your blocks, your chokeholds, if you were to observe, okay, without judgment, because remember something, a lot of us are what? Judge, jury, and jailer. Right? And we just don't do it to ourselves. We do it to everyone else. Just think about this. Give it some good thought, okay? And then go ahead. Love yourself anyway.